What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK BLAM back on another beautiful Saturday afternoon for another episode of the Shop Podcast, episode 28. Can't believe we made it this far. I want to appreciate you guys. We just want to say thank you for you guys rocking out with us. Always coming showing love on Saturday. We get a lot of people coming in here showing love. Appreciate it. So we got a great group of guys in here this afternoon, as I do every week. I try and bring you guys different people every week just to get a new flavor. Then I have some of my usual suspects in here also too to get their take on this weekend gaming topic. So I want to just go ahead and start out with our special guest to honor. The man got the stogie looking like Babe Ruth over there, Mr. Jeremy. All right, go ahead and give yourself a shout out, Jeremy.
You're not gonna believe this, but this is actually my first podcast outside of TXR. So pleasure to.
Nice.
Thanks for inviting me, PTK. I really appreciate it.
No problem, brother. Anytime, man. Always been a big fan of yours and the whole TXR podcast. And so these other three gentlemen, you guys know them, but we still gonna go around the panel. Let them go ahead and give themselves a shout out. Let's start with my right hand man, GKB.
Hey, what's up, everybody? GKB. I think this is actually the first podcast I've been on with Jeremy, so this is pretty exciting.
Well, actually, that's wrong.
Is it wrong?
Remember, you were with us on TXR.
Was I? Oh, man.
GKB gets around so much, he doesn't even know.
I don't even remember.
Podcast.
That was a crazy week.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember being on TXR. That's sad, GKB.
For sure. But we got GKB here, like I said, as always, man, always rocking out with us. Then we got Mr. Xbox After Party. Go ahead and give yourself a shout out, brother.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Predator. Just happy to be here on the Shop Podcast again.
For sure. And then we got Livewire, man. He's been away for a little while, man. We missed that energy, man. Glad to have you back, man. Give yourself a shout out.
Oh, yeah, it's your boy Livewire. Just, man, I was, you know, life and shit. I had to build fences and shit. That's not, that's literally, you know, like I literally had to build fences. My mom was like, yo, I need to put this goddamn fence up. I was like, fuck, shit. I was out there with my wife and everything. I was like, damn, man, this shit is crazy. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back on and not doing fucking hard work, hard labor and shit.
For sure. Glad to have you on.
How long were you out for?
About a month and a half.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was going for
the border in Mexico or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know, Donald Trump had me out there. He called my mother. It was like, I need this wall up. She was like, yo, put that fence up. I was like, fuck, man. He got me out here working for the Don and shit. Like, yeah,
For
man.
sure.
I want that little kid coming over.
So let's get into these games, everybody, man. Like I said before, we got the live chat going. As you guys know what I always do every Saturday, man. Let's get those questions in the live chat. Let's get it popping in the live chat. Appreciate you guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All these gentlemen here have podcasts and channels. Please rate and subscribe. They have great content also, too. So let's just dive right into the motherfucking topics for this Saturday, man. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I want to talk about is really the biggest thing that's been happening probably the past 2 weeks or so is that these rumors, these hardware rumors. First, we had the PS4, Neo rumor. That was, probably a couple months ago. We've kind of gone over that. But now with the Xbox Slim rumor, then, them saying that they're going to be something like codename Scorpio, which may release next year is what I'm hearing. It's probably going to be more powerful. They're saying 4 times more powerful than the previous Xbox One. I just really wanted to get everybody's opinion on what you guys think about the rumor. Is that going to come to fruition? Does it make sense? And if it does come around, are you guys going to be making that purchase? So let's go ahead and start with our special guest, Jeremy. So what's your opinion on the rumors, and is that something you think you're going to be picking up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I buy all the Xbox material that comes out. A huge fan. I'm there day one all the time. I don't know if you've seen it, but CheatSheet.com came out with a basically it was a pros and cons of the new systems that are potentially coming out. And some of the things they talked about was like one of the pros being like the endless backwards compatibility, having that for the customers that buy it, obviously, but it's not it's important to the customer obviously, but for developers too. To be able to make that money beyond the current platform, you know what I mean? So, and then the other thing was the cons was, obviously spending more money because of the hardware. It's going to refresh. They're talking about, upgrading your specs or whatever on the actual system itself. I don't know if you guys know this, but Nintendo is like notorious for this. You know, they come out with 3DSs like it seems like every 6 months they come out with a 3DS, but you know, it's not really a con because you guys already deal with this with the phones and tablets and TVs and all the cars that come out, and why not consoles? You know what I mean? So, and another pro is probably about the graphics. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to the 4K gaming. Definitely, that's going to be a big plus for me. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you. Good.
Oh, okay. 4K gaming, obviously, you know, I think 4K TVs are in about like 20 to 30% of the market share, I believe, in the world or something like that. I don't know if those numbers are correct, but, you know, people want 4K. They want all that technology, so that's a pro. And then the other con would be obviously Xbox becomes more complicated. People are worried about whether or not that particular title is probably going to have, they're going to have to keep upgrading it, meaning it's not going to look as good. People are worried about those things. And I think last but not least, you know, you talked about it a little bit in chat earlier, which was the Oculus Rift potentially coming to the Xbox. Again, this is all speculation and rumors, but mark my words, guys, in order for VR to be successful in this day and age, it has to be lined up with the consoles. You know, it has to be. More people purchase it, so that way VR will be an extension of basically what your console is. And VR is not doing too good right now. I don't know if you guys know this, but VR is not doing too good. Hopefully, consoles will change that. So I'm looking forward to this new Xbox system. Hopefully, it's not confirmed yet, but we'll soon find out. We'll soon find out.
For sure. All right. Good point. Good point. So, GKB, what about you, brother? What you think about this this rumor mill kind of going around about these new consoles, brother? How you feel about it?
Yeah, man. How about that calculated leak there by Microsoft, right? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of information that came out of that. You know, the two streaming devices, which, you know, I was kind of like, meh, you know, my Xbox already does all that kind of stuff. But it kind of goes to show you, like, that Microsoft really isn't in competition with, like, Sony or Nintendo, honestly. They're after the big dogs like Apple, you know, Amazon, and all the types like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're pushing with all this new hardware and stuff. But as far as the consoles go, you know, we're probably going to get a Slim. You know, hopefully we'll get that new Scorpio. I think it's going to be good. We can get back to talking, you know, games instead of resolution and other garbage that we don't need to be talking about. It's really exciting for the Xbox guys. We've been waiting for this, so here it is.
For sure. All right, man. Yeah, and one of the things that I want to point out before I get to live and before I get to Predator is that what Jeremy said, just about the fact that, you know, VR, I don't honestly, personally, for me, I don't really care much about VR at all. But for it to be a successful product, I feel like it does have to kind of latch itself onto something that is already successful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, otherwise I feel like it's going to fall by the wayside, kind of like 3D TVs did. It was kind of a fad and it just kind of fell off. So for them to attach themselves to already established market with consoles, it does make business sense. If you're looking at it from a business perspective, it does make sense. So I don't think VR can stand on its own by itself, like on its own legs. So that was a good point, Jeremy. Just wanted to emphasize that. So Predator, what you think, brother?
I'm actually really excited about this, and Jeremy hit it. You know, we say this term all the time, hit the nail on the head with his comments. But you know, I'm really excited about 4K gaming, even 2K gaming, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oculus on consoles. I think that at least on the Xbox side, anyway, I think that's a very good idea for Microsoft for them to jump into that market without having to put all their eggs in a basket like Sony did. Because
it's a great partnership too. Sorry to cut you off, but it's a great partnership. It's good for developers. It makes sense for Oculus, and I mean, I think they could, through that partnership, they could take over really the industry. I mean, you talk about it. Oculus already is receiving good support, not great support, but good support. So I think if it's an extension, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, the other thing that was like one of the smartest moves that Microsoft did was say, we're going to sit back and wait this out for a little bit. I know they partnered with the controller already, which is like, you have the best controller out there on the market. going along with the best headset, and now they're coming out with the most powerful console that we're going to see allegedly here in the next year or so. So I'm excited about that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to jump ship and get rid of my original Xbox One for a Slim just yet. I want to see what the release date is and kind of hear a little bit more about what's going on with the Scorpio thing before I go drop another, 150, $250 down on another console, and then turn around and have to buy another console 2 or 3 years later. And I think that's where Sony's kind of shot themselves in the foot. They put all their eggs out in the basket, and they put all their information up front first.
But
go ahead.
Understand something. We do it already with everything else. We do it with the phones. To me, it's the same thing. We do it with the tablets. We do it with the TVs. So why not consoles?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. One of the things though with phones is like, you get a plan. You get that 3-year plan, and like you pay on it throughout the time. You're talking about going into Best Buy or going online and purchasing this $500 console up front. That's the only difference. I mean, like, just because of some other personal stuff I have going on, with some stuff I'm doing in the military and stuff like that, I just don't really see the need for me to jump ship and buy a Slim this fall. But maybe next year after I see how it works out and stuff like that, then maybe I'll jump ship and do that.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. So Live, let's go ahead and get your opinion. You got something to say before I move on, Jeremy? Or
well, if they just come out with the 4K streaming, it doesn't make too much sense because the TVs already do it. So
yeah.
It has to be more. There has to be more incentive to do it. If it's a cheaper console and it's a better deal for Microsoft, so be it. But again, if it's just 4K streaming, it doesn't make much sense because your TV already does it. So.
I will say this though: if it stands up right, I'm probably sold that
day. For sure. All right. So Live, let's get your opinion, brother, about the new hardware and all the rumors circulating. You know how it goes.
Man, the shit is crazy. Like, the thing that makes it so crazy is, like, they're covering all bases. And what I'm saying is, say if even if we didn't get the Scorpio, right? So we didn't get the Scorpio, we don't have Helix, right? They just come out with the streaming devices and the Mini to start, right? Well, those two streaming devices are part of the Xbox ecosystem. So now instead of having to buy an additional Xbox, because, I mean, a lot of people have a second Xbox, but there's also a lot that don't, So for those people that want to have an Xbox or a Microsoft device in their other room or other rooms without having to buy a whole nother console, they have that option now. Now they can play Xbox in that room, streaming, because it's in their house, Like shit like that is, that's basically what the same idea that PlayStation had with PlayStation TV. Only problem is, they shot themselves in the foot because you couldn't stream Netflix and all that other shit. Like that, that's like having a girl that has a banging face, but she ain't got no body. Like, like your face is bad. She ain't got no booty. She ain't got no booty. Like, what am I doing here? Like, so. Great analogy. But then you get to the part where the Scorpio, and that becomes the low-end premium console. So it beats out the Neo. So no longer is there's this console that's better than the Xbox outside of other Xboxes, which comes in with the Helix. So it's like, all right, I want a $1,000 Xbox. Fucking bam, there you go. You can get it made by Alienware. Oh, you know what? Fuck that. I want a $2,000 Xbox. You can get that made by fucking HP or whoever the fuck. You know what? I want a $5,000 Xbox. Like, the options are endless for those PC enthusiasts that, want the Xbox experience just on a PC.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
I mean, they covered all bases, man. You can't even really be mad at that. And there's never going to be a time where anybody who's a hardcore PlayStation guy could be like, you know what, my PlayStation is better than your Xbox. Your PlayStation is better than my $5,000 Xbox? It really is? Really? I doubt it. You show me.
Besides that, it's just the fact that I love the way Microsoft they're moving strategically, and a lot of people don't understand the fact that, like, you brought up the great point that they're covering all of their bases. Now, if we look at these companies from a fundamental standpoint, Sony, hardware company, Microsoft, software company. So, like you said, if you look at it from that standpoint, they're competing with Google, Amazon, Apple. They need to have these types of devices to stay relevant.
Yep.
So it just makes sense when you look at the type of company that they are. Now, like I said before, I don't necessarily personally need like a slim model or anything like that. But now, not saying that I wouldn't go spend my hard-earned money on one. Just for me personally, like Predator said, I may wait it out and just see how everything goes because I'm completely content with my Xbox as it is. But we get this new console maybe next year. I'll have to wait that out and see what that's all about too. But I just like the way they're strategically doing things, and I appreciate the fact that in the midst of all of this, they're still talking about the games that'll be coming out. And I likened it to having a 50 cal having a 50 cal rifle but no bullets. So I love the fact that Phil still gets on Twitter, Aaron still gets on Twitter, and they talk about these games that they have coming out. Because you can have the most powerful console in the world, if you don't have a game to play on it or quality games, it means nothing.
PT, so you don't gotta be so PC, man. Just tell them the truth. It's like having a big cock and you can't fuck. Just tell them that.
Man, no, but seriously though, I appreciate the way they're doing things, fellas. I really, really do. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. And I'm actually gonna steal this one from Predator. I actually forgot about this. No, let's talk about the that No Man's Sky delay again. So I know that's been one of the games that's kind of been touted as like this. But when it was first showed, it was a cool idea. It was a console debut on PlayStation. And there was a cool idea. It was going to be this huge, endless universe. But it's been about 3 years now, and we haven't seen much of the game. And every time we hear about it, it's not running on a PlayStation 4. It's running on a PC. I believe the biggest problem for the game is that they haven't gotten it to run correctly on an actual console. So I want to get you guys' opinion on that. In my opinion, I feel like the window's kind of closed for that game. I think people are still going to buy it, but you only have a small period of time, to strike while it's hot, and I feel like that time is past at this point. So let's go ahead and get you guys. Go ahead, Jeremy.
It was slated for like June, right? June or July, something like that.
I think it was early last year or something.
Yeah, I think it was
supposed to be December or something, right?
The new release date was actually slated for I think June or July. I mean, let's face it, that slot date, it would have been disastrous because you got all these games coming out, especially this month, right? We're almost to the end of May, obviously, but and then you got June with it's going to get overshadowed by E3, all the news that are coming out. So it didn't make sense for it to come out in June. So why not slate it till August, get all the bugs tinkered out? I mean, the game's a beast, and what I mean by that is, the game, you can travel to like a million different worlds, so the possibilities are endless. And so imagine designing a game for that. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it when it comes out, but I mean, it's a huge undertaking as far as getting the worlds right, making sure they make sense, making sure you can travel to them, making sure the enemies and the balancing of the weapons makes sense. I mean, the game's it's a huge game. So
and there's a very small team doing it too, Jeremy. So they're I think it's like 10 people. I don't know how much help they're getting from Sony, but it's a very, very small team doing it. And let's remind ourselves, folks, the guy who created the algorithm for this game, he is a hell of a mathematician, but he is not a developer. So let's take that in mind too. So he has other people working on the game around him. He created the algorithm for the game and these endless worlds and all these crazy environments, but he is not a developer. So, it's going to take a little while to get this thing worked out. Now, I'm really just more so speaking of the fact that, it's more so what have you done for me lately? We've seen so many games get pushed back, and it's like Mighty Number 9 comes to mind. How many times have we seen that game delayed, and you feel like, okay, well, even if it does come out at this point, it's not going to be maybe as successful as it would have been, if it was going to come out when it was supposed to. So that's kind of more akin to what I'm talking about. But GK, let's get your opinion on that No Man's Sky delay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a factor of a couple things. I think, Jeremy's right. It's going to be overshadowed by E3 and all the news coming out too. But, there's also a lot of reports where, they can't get it running right on the PS4. The frame rates have, dropped down into, the 5s and stuff like that. I mean, there's some serious issues with this. And it kind of goes back to, how much of that we've seen only on PC, how much of the footage has actually been on a PS4. Probably none of it at this point. So, I mean, for a Sony fan, you can't really be hype about this game right now, because you have to be worried that, you know, if they released it at the time they wanted to, this probably be a really broken game, an unplayable game.
Now,
And good.
Now, do you guys know if it's going to be coming out simultaneously to the PC version? How's that going? Because I'm looking like right now, I'm looking at PC first, and then it's going to come out to PS4.
I don't know if they said. I'm not sure. GK,
it's probably not going to come out for the PS4. It might just go straight to the Neo.
I heard originally it was they delayed it to launch it with PC and PS4, so they delayed it to get the PS4 version out.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But I mean, now you're venturing into. I mean, Neo comes out this fall, I think. You know, so they may end up pushing it back again to launch with that. You know, who knows?
Yeah. That was gonna be my next point. Is like, you know, they probably pushed that back to get it running on the beefier system. Honestly, I think that'd be better for them all around. At this point.
It might just be a VR experience anyway.
But do you guys think that window, as far as like the marketing window? Because I mean, when it first came out, when we've seen this at 3 different E3s at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that window, you only got you know, to strike while the iron's hot. You only got a small window. You know, I know people. You know, I think it's like I said before. I think people are still going to buy it when it comes out, and I'm not saying whatsoever that it's going to be a bad game. I just think that
I think people are going to buy it. I think people are going to buy it too, Blam, and you're probably right. You know, the hype window is probably past at this point, but I kind of look at No Man's Sky as more of a niche title than, you know, a wide appeal kind of game.
Yeah.
Just with the gameplay and mechanics and what you're doing in it. So. Yeah.
Well, let me say this too, because this game is like $60. The same issue that people were having with Overwatch is going to be the same issue that some people are going to have with this game. Where what are you doing in the game? You're flying to a planet, you're landing, you're walking around, you're flying to another planet.
Well, at least they don't have to worry about DLC if it's endless.
Way worse than that, though.
Yeah.
Way worse.
It's going to have its own DLC.
Yeah.
Generated DLC.
Yeah.
I think this game would have been perfect to use with the cloud. You know,
yeah, I mean,
generate some of this
the problem is there's not enough interaction for the game to be worth the value that they're asking for.
Yeah.
You know, like me playing this game with my friend, but I don't see any indication of him, you know, even playing the game until 20 years from now. That's bullshit.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they did say that too. You may not ever run into like or discover like the same planet like one of your friends discovered. Like it's just that vast as far as like how the game is, the mechanics supposed to be set up.
And that's the appeal though. That's the appeal of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone's never played a game like that. I've never played a game like that, so that's the appeal.
There's gonna be a lot of suicide. They're gonna fucking come to a planet. They're gonna see somebody's flag, and they'll be like, "I've been doing this shit for 30 years. I never thought it was gonna happen." And then they're just gonna blow their goddamn brains out.
You stupid. No, seriously, though, I just think that, I mean, think about that though, Jeremy. With so many of the gamers nowadays being weaned on co-op and these multiplayer experiences, it's a single player. It's almost a single player game, but it's in a multiplayer like costume. You know what I'm saying? Like it just because you don't know if you're ever gonna run into these people. Obviously, there are, you know, things like ads and different things that you run into on the planets and flying around, but like actual physical, another player actually playing when you're playing, I don't really know how that interaction, like you said, it's more of a niche game. Like, you know, that's part of the appeal of the game, but it's kind of awkward. I don't think people have ever experienced anything like that. So
I don't know. People are gonna become very emotional while playing that game. I mean, come on, the dude cries like all the time every time he shows it, right? So imagine the fact that you're playing this game and you just start crying and you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. My nipples are so tender and shit. I don't know what the fuck. You know, it's just gonna be very, just, you know.
Was he really crying?
Well,
what? What?
Yeah.
I'm in my own No Man's Sky over here, buddy. I have no clue about that shit.
He cried during his first 5 minutes. Shit was ridiculous, man.
They need to put him and that guy that made Unravel on the stage together.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that. All right, fellas. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. This one is an exciting topic for me because I enjoyed the shit out of this game during the beta, and I want to talk about the Overwatch release and how people feel, whether you have the game or not. If you play the beta, how you feel about the game at this point? Like, because honestly, for me, I wasn't sure if this game was going to be as big as it is, and honestly, look around Twitter, it's all over Twitter for the last 3-4 days. It's pretty much been all over Twitter. You see everybody pretty much playing it or talking about it or have something to say about it. So I want to get everybody's opinion on the game if they played it or if you're going to buy it at some point. I know some people were saying that at $60 you only get multiplayer, 24 characters, 12 maps, not a lot of content right away. They did come out and announce that all DLC is going to be free, which is a huge selling point for a lot of people. That means that you purchase the game, you don't have to worry about DLC in the future. And this is Blizzard we're talking about. So they tend to.
I paid $60 for the game. They better give it to me free. The PC one, $20 cheaper.
$20 cheaper. So that was a lot of people's hang up though, Jeremy. So let's go ahead and just start with you and your opinion on are you enjoying the game or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I've been really busy. I haven't had a chance to play it too much. When I played, it was a blast to play. It was great to play with friends and stuff like that. People who understand. It's really good to play with people who understand the strategy behind the game, and it's fast, it's fun. I like the characters in the game, which are really cool, and it's accessible, so you can pick up and play right away without any trouble. And the balancing on the characters are just right. I think Maka, maybe will agree with this, but what's that girl's name? The cover girl?
Tracer.
Tracer. He uses the shit out of that character, and she's way overpowered. I mean, that's the problem. Overpowered character in the game. I mean, I haven't tinkered with it too much, but as of right now, I'm not really liking Tracer too much because I always get destroyed online. So.
Yeah, you can't keep up with her. It's hard. That little teleport type move she has is really difficult to keep track of. But what about you, GKB? I know you haven't picked it up yet, but I know you played a lot of the beta.
Yeah, I did play a lot of the beta. I had a great time, playing with friends. I thought the maps were really great looking. I thought the characters were all fantastic. But here's my issues with the game. First off, it's $60, like you've already said. For a multiplayer game only, I think that's really high. And I can't even agree with the review scores. They've been giving this game a 10, but other games that are just multiplayer only get dinged for that. So I'm not really sure where that's going. But
but would you? Sorry, but would you agree that? Sorry, there's a fucking plane coming overhead. Would you agree that the $60 once you get into the free DLC, it's a decent deal in the end because you're getting that DLC for free?
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that, but Halo's giving DLC for free, and I also get a campaign and multiplayer with that, so there's that argument.
Just shut me up real quick.
Yeah, but where's it going? But I think my biggest issue, and we noticed it during the beta as well, is the huge balancing issues in this game, and they didn't take any of that data and tried to balance the characters at all. Is kind of shocking to me, especially coming from Blizzard. So.
It takes time. As many characters it has, it really takes a long time to balance these characters. Same thing with Diablo. I know it was kind of narrow focused on Diablo's part, but they'll get it right. They do a good job of balancing the characters. I think over time it'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I mean, Blizzard is world renowned, and I trust them. And I think they will get it right for sure.
Yeah, I just think that like Jeremy said, I think it's the fact that Blizzard is behind him is I think that's the best thing for the game. I do agree with you on there may be some balancing issues with a couple of the characters. That's something that definitely can be worked out. But for what the game is, we got, and this is not even to compare apples to apples because Titanfall is different. But Titanfall was also a multiplayer only game. You know what I'm saying? So. And we got DLC, which was paid DLC. Eventually, they just gave it away at a certain point. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those situations where you can't really knock the game for what it is. It's a straightforward game. It's very fun. You know what I'm saying? Lighthearted. But I do get your, point about the balancing issues and how people could see, it's $60. It was $40 on PC. So that could turn a lot of people away. But I think the fact that they're just going to give away the DLC, and I feel like if this game is popular, as it stays popular for a while, I feel like we're going to be getting a shit ton of DLC. And it doesn't seem like it's not one of those type of games where it's gonna take a lot to just add characters and add maps because that's all the game is anyway. You know, so you know, I feel like Blizzard's really gonna do a good job. And also another thing is too, we're forgetting about like the esports aspect. The PC crowd is eating this game up. The PC crowd loves Overwatch at this point.
Great point.
You know, so if it you know takes off there and it becomes a thing, you know, where they have like tournaments and which I can actually see it being a thing, then you know you never know. And the cool another thing about it too before I move on is that the difference between a PC and a console version, there's no difference. So we're getting the same game. Typically with games like this, there's like a difference between the PC and the console version, but it's the same game across the board, which is actually really cool. Typically there's a difference. Like with Minecraft, there's a huge difference. So go ahead, Jeremy.
I really agree with you on the esports thing. It's a chess game out there, and you can on the fly you can change characters. So I think you know as far as esports goes, it's going to be really popular, and it's gonna have some legs. Tim loves that word. It's going to have legs, and I see it to be you know a success for like 2 or 3 years down the line. So.
I mean, I agree too. I think on the PC, I definitely think it's going to have legs. But as far as the console, I don't see us playing it for a very long time. The console gamer is very like, what have you done for me lately? As soon as a new game comes out, you know they're kind of on to the next thing. But as PC, yeah, I definitely could see you know this going.
What happened to the Division, right? GKB.
Exactly, brother.
Hey, I still play the Division.
Let's not
I be seeing Predator on there. I be thinking about getting on, but I'll be like, God damn it.
Yeah, I pop in there too. Me and Fred play. We'll knock out the dailies, and then we usually get off. So I mean, it is what it is. But Predator, let's go ahead and get your opinion. I know you don't. You don't have Overwatch at this point either. But what do you think of just about the fact that it's actually been a little bit more popular than even I expected?
I played the beta with a bunch of you guys.
Yeah.
Got on together and played for a little bit. And I originally I played by myself before I got on with you guys, and I just wasn't feeling it. Like the first couple of days of the beta. But when I got on and played with you guys, it was fun. We were all talking shit to each other, and it was a good experience. But there was a time many years ago when people would actually get on their headset and talk to each other. It didn't matter if you were complete strangers or not, and you actually worked together in a game. And that's what makes this game so hard to play on PC alone, because no one uses their headsets, no one talks to each other. You might have a few people on the team, doing something together, but it's like you get 6 characters on a team, and like only 2 have headsets. So it kind of defeats the purpose of actually balancing out the game the way you want to, because everyone's trying to pick the same character, or they're trying to do the same thing and do their own thing, and it just made it unfun when you're not playing with people you know.
I don't have an answer for that. I have no idea why people don't talk to each other. We're using the headsets anymore.
You know why? Because everybody's in party chat talking to somebody else.
That is true.
Maybe only on Xbox, but I don't know about PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna get it. It's not my style of game. It was fun, like I said, when I play with people I know. But that buzz you see on the internet and stuff like that, it's generated because it's new. And give it a week or two, and it'll die down, just like it did with what else came out a couple of weeks ago? Uncharted 4. You haven't heard too much about that game anymore. You haven't heard too much about what was the game that came out?
To be fair, it's a single player experience. People really don't play it for the multiplayer, but yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, but that's every game though. Like, I mean, you can go back to some of the games that come out on Microsoft side. I can't think of the name right off the top of my head, but shit, what the hell's the name of that game? Remedy. Somebody phone me. Quantum Break. Like, no one's playing that right now. I mean, like, who's talking about that? And even though it's a single player game, but still, I mean, and that's what you get when you get a brand new game out. It's hyped for a little while, and in about 3 weeks, you won't hear shit else about it again, unless there's an update, unless there's some DLC or something like that. It'll get relevant again for a couple of weeks, and then you hear it'll die down again.
I don't know. It depends on how the media pushes it. Because sometimes it'll be a single-player game, but then they'll start making articles like a week later, like, how did this scene in the game emotionally affect you? Oh, I don't know. It touched all my feels. Like, like it depends on how. I don't know.
Well, we've seen that with this generation too. I mean, take a game like Dark Souls, Bloodborne. Those games. People talk about those games
single player,
months after the game came out. So Live just made a great point about depending on what the media says, and if they decide to get behind the game. I'm just in particular to this game talking about the fact that I didn't really have any expectations as far as how big the game was going to be, or if anybody was going to talk about it at all. I had no expectations. So the fact that I see a lot of people actually talking about it and actually playing it, yeah, I know it's new. This is the typical, for anything that's new, any game that's new, you're going to get that push right away. But I just was kind of surprised at the fact that more people were actually playing it than I expected, or more people were actually even talking about it than I originally expected. So that's where I was surprised.
Dark Souls 3, that's my baby right there, man. I love that shit.
Oh, I love it too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, The Witcher 3 is like the biggest game I've ever seen, but it doesn't get as much love as like fucking Bloodborne got.
Nah, I disagree with that. The Witcher 3 is.
No, it got a lot of love as far as like the awards and shit, but I'm talking about like the media doesn't just do like. I mean, there's so many fucking missions you can do on that game.
Yeah.
They're not pushing
like
they
don't do it. They don't push those missions like, yo, did you do this mission in The Witcher? Like they do, like, did you fight this boss in Bloodborne? They don't do that shit like that.
And Witcher 3 doesn't get enough, well, I shouldn't say enough respect. It's gotten its accolades, definitely, but Witcher 3, once the expansions are complete, Hearthstone and Blood and Wine, it's going to throw that game. I mean, this is my opinion, okay? It's the best game to come out in the last 10, 15 years. I mean, it really is. I mean, that's just my opinion. But those expansion packs, I encourage people to buy them and play it with the complete game. It's an amazing experience. It really is.
Well, the expansions are just as big as most games that come out. So it's ridiculous. That game... I know people right now
like 30 hours.
Yeah, I know people are still right now like, man, I need to go back to Witcher, but it's so daunting as far as like the size of the actual game that it kind of.
The only thing that's close to it is GTA 5. That's the closest thing we have to The Witcher.
Yeah,
right. I mean, which is saying a lot. I mean, those are two big open world, great story-driven games. The only difference is GTA has its online element. That's what just keeps that game relevant. Like, there's people that play GTA that never even fucking touched the story.
Oh yeah.
They never even fucking touched. They don't know shit about fucking Franklin, Michael. They don't know shit about none of those motherfuckers. All they did was go straight to online and join one of those gangs, and then that's what they do.
Yeah.
You see it on Xbox. They make videos like every day. Fucking, it's crazy.
It's crazy. All right, so Great topic, fellas. Let's go ahead and move on to another topic that I got here. So this is more of just like an opinionated topic about since there's so many rumors coming out about new hardware. Like I made that analogy, early on in the podcast about guns useless without bullets. So let's get back to the games. I've always been one to get back to the games because honestly, that's what matters for me at the end of the day. So I want to know what you guys are looking forward to coming out of E3. As far as the games, maybe some surprises, just maybe what we can see on the stages, in any kind. It doesn't have to be Microsoft, it could be Sony or maybe Nintendo.
Just hopefuls.
Yeah. Even hopefuls. Like I said before, it doesn't have to be shoot for the goddamn moon. It don't have to be something that is we know this is coming officially. But go ahead, Jeremy.
I mean, this is what I want, not necessarily what we're actually going to see, but I'll tell you what, the day Minecraft 2 comes out, man, I am jumping on ship, playing that, 6 months straight. No, I don't know if you guys know this, but probably about my early Twitter years, I made a pitch to Xbox about the next, the quote unquote the next Minecraft game, and get this, it takes place in the current world. And obviously you can do the things you can now, but you can travel to different worlds. I'm not talking fucking No Man's Sky style, but you can travel to different worlds, gather resources, so on and so forth, enemies, and then imagine building, with friends and stuff like that. But then you get invaded by people who can take your stuff, and like your other friends, maybe like a 6-on-6 kind of. I don't want to say death match, but really they can go into your world. They can steal your resources, take them back, and use them for their own. And then you have to build up. It's just going to be a different experience. That was my pitch to Xbox early on. I think it'd be a hit. The other game I'm looking forward to hopefully is Elder Scrolls 6. And not too many gamers know this, but each Elder Scrolls game, it takes place in Tamriel, and there's like, I think there's like 8 or 9 different subworlds or different regions named after some of the games themselves. Hopefully this time they talk about, or they release it in the Black Marsh, maybe Elder Scrolls the Black Marsh, with a different storyline. They already released Daggerfall, obviously Morrowind, and then what was the obviously Gibeon and Cyrodiil, but they're gonna hit all these regions, and it's gonna be an amazing experience. Hopefully Microsoft or Xbox can pick it up exclusive, but that's high hope in here.
Yeah, for sure.
My last game would probably be Half-Life 3. It's been too long. We need another.
I've been saying that for a couple years.
That's that unicorn, man. Good luck with that, Jeremy. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. But those are my 3 babies I'm looking forward to hopefully.
All right. GKB, what about you, brother? Pie in the Sky.
Oh man, honestly, I'll stay a little bit grounded on this first part here. Is I'm really want to see Recore. Me too. I'm just all over that game for some reason, man. I don't know. I just saw a trailer and I'm just hooked on it. But I also want to see another iteration of Scalebound as well. Seeing how much the develop came since last time we seen it. So as far as like pie in the sky, man, me. I say this almost on like every show. Please Xbox, bring a Splinter Cell. Get this done for me, please.
We did have an exclusive before.
Yeah,
we should get another one.
Blacklist.
No. That was Conviction.
Conviction. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was Blacklist was the other one. Yeah.
Well, that was our second exclusive. The first one was the original.
I can tell you if that happens for me, man, I'll be like, lighters in the sky, crying and all kinds of stuff. So
that would be hilarious. Yeah, GKP, look at him.
Crying.
That's my pie in the sky, man.
All right, for sure. That's a good one, man. Ghost Recon is a really, really good one, man. I not Ghost Recon, but Splinter Cell. Sorry, I just got me thinking Ghost Recon, but Splinter Cell. Go ahead, Fred. What you think, brother?
You just stole my thunder, man. I was about to say Ghost Recon. So, I've been waiting on that game for a couple of years now, so I'm looking forward to seeing that game when it comes out. I want to see some more Battlefield 1 footage.
Nice.
I want to see some Cuphead. They've been talking about that game for a long time.
No, fuck that. They need to just give us goddamn Cuphead. They don't need to come on stage and be like, Cuphead is here.
And Gears 4, I'm not really a Gears multiplayer fan, but I love the story for Gears, so I'm looking forward to seeing that too.
All right. Any pie in the sky? Any pie in the sky, or just
Ninja Gaiden.
Okay. I'd love a Ninja Gaiden for sure. All right, live.
Yeah, really good.
All right. So, to stay grounded, maybe Phantom Dust comes back, and we see what they do with that.
Oh, okay. That is still around. Okay.
I think that's a good bet.
What else? We're gonna see Gears and shit. Just show us something that we haven't seen yet. Probably with a new polish on it. They get the nice little spit shine.
Yeah.
And probably show multiplayer. That's what they're gonna do. Kind of like what they did with Halo.
Oh,
they're gonna go through the whole multiplayer, be like, yo, go over there and blah blah, and then they're gonna shotgun somebody. Maybe have like dual takedowns. I don't know what the fuck. They have some hot shit going on. What else? But I got 2 pie in the skies, and one's for an Xbox kind of exclusive, and the other one is not. So my first one is my Xbox exclusive, right? They need Iron Galaxy to do another fighting game outside of Killer Instinct, and I would like it to be a Marvel fighting game.
That'd be dope.
Okay.
If Netflix could get the Marvel license, so they only have the rights to Marvel movies, why can't Iron Galaxy and Microsoft get the license for, the Avengers and shit?
Well, it's really three parties in that one. You got to deal with Disney because Disney owns Marvel and all kinds of shit. So.
Well, yeah, all right. So it's 2 people. You got to deal with Marvel and Disney. All right. So it is what it is. But yeah, that'd be nice, having Rocket Raccoon fight, whoever. Either you have it like Marvel versus Marvel, or have it Marvel versus Killer Instinct, or whatever the fuck,
Honestly,
Or-
I'd like to see like a Marvel game like Injustice with the DC characters, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
yeah. To me, that would be awesome. Just straight Marvel. That would be nice because I think they could pull it off.
yeah.
And the last part is Mass Effect, man.
Oh,
And this
yeah,
isn't
Mass
even
Effect.
single player.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Oh,
not
yeah.
even single player. I'm not talking single player. I'm talking multiplayer. Mass Effect should have a multiplayer where you get to choose the planet that you come from, the species that
Oh,
you have, right? So say if you're like Rex's species, you're that group goes to other planets and does invasions. And every like so you have multiple invasions and then you try to conquer other planets. And that's the objective. But you still have to have people stay at your planet so nobody conquers your planet. And it cycles every month. So nobody could just dominate and then you just can't get control of anything because that shit is whack too. So you have to have it like, okay, after a month, everything resets, and then you go over. So it's like, okay, they won that cycle. Now is going on to the next one. That shit would be dope to me because I want to be able to fly to other planets and fucking conquer them bitches in Mass Effect, man.
that would be dope. The universe is definitely big enough, so that's something that I don't know, man. That's a huge task to pull off, but bouncing
And
around.
they got the cloud, man. Use that motherfucker.
Exactly.
I have a final pie in the sky.
Yeah.
I would love to see Moon Studios. They're a diamond company right now.
Mhm.
I would love to see Moon Studios make a Fable game.
Oh.
I mean,
Interesting.
That's just
they have the talent to do it. I think it'd be an amazing experience to see Moon Studios pull that off. So
Are they still independent? Are
Would
they
it still be the same Fable game?
they're developing probably a couple games right now.
I mean, a Fable game as we know it, or a Fable game that their type, like maybe a side-scrolling type Fable game?
No, a Fable game as we know it.
Okay, so they're just take it to the next level as far as an open world. Okay.
Right. If
that would
anybody
be crazy.
can nail it, it'd be Moon Studios. So,
Yeah, you gotta throw him some, be like hit nudge Phil, be like, yo Phil, throw him some artists and so.
I don't have that kind of pool, guys. What are you talking about?
You and Sal got that green phone at the crib. Cut it out with the one button on it. They only got one button on the phone. Cut it out, Jeremy. Yeah, no, but seriously though, I mean, those are some great picks, guys. For me personally, just like GKB, I really want to see Recore, man. And the biggest reason I want to see Recore is because of what I've heard it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
Now, this is not even confirmed or anything, but just from what I heard, from what it's supposed to be, and it's supposed to be a AAA title, so it's not going to be one of those small like $40 games or $30 games. It's supposed to be a full $60 retail AAA title. From what I heard, it's supposed to be. Oh my God, like, I'm just so interested. And the team behind the game, you got Inafune who made Metroid, and you got his whole team.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an amazing experience. You already know. I mean,
That's what, and I feel like Microsoft needs that'll be a good thing to add to the catalog. What else do I want to see?
But the crazy thing is, those are the games that we want to see. You don't even know about the shit that we're gonna see that we didn't even know existed.
That's true. That's a whole another thing. Also, Sea of Thieves is something that I want to see too, because I really feel like Rare is getting back to where they need to be. This game has been in development for a while. Just from what I'm seeing, we only saw the trailer. We don't really know much else about it. It's supposed to be huge, open world multiplayer is what I'm thinking. Is what everybody else is thinking, just based on what we saw.
Rare was handcuffed by the old regime of Xbox, so I think they're going to be able to spread their wings a little bit. They're back. They're definitely back. So I'm looking forward to the Sea of Thieves and their future games.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see that because nobody's ever done like a pirate open world type deal. You know what I'm saying? We always get like the GTA's and those types of games, but like pirates and shit, like that's completely different. Like
we had the Black Flag. That was a great experience.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't like 6-7 people. We all on a crew and we're going on somebody else's ship trying to take over their ship types. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that type of move.
I agree.
Yeah, so it was more linear where single player you go do that. But I mean, complete open world where I can get my whole crew together. We got our own pirate ship. I can go raid these other people's pirate ships and go discover an island and all kind of little cool stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Pie in the Sky. Oh man, there's so many Pie in the Sky. God damn it. He said,
I think
go
you
ahead.
hit them all already, man. You're left with the short list.
Yeah, I'm left with a very, very short list, man. And pretty much, that Splinter Cell one was really good. Me and GKB talked about that like at least what was it like 4 or 5 months ago? GKB, we were talking about that. And that was that was the game me and him both agreed on it. I think would be fantastic because it's kind of been just sitting. The last one was the Blacklist, right? That was
if they do backwards compatibility for that, I will buy that day one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean that's a good one. I can't really think of anyone else off the top of my head. Hopefully just some new IPs, really. Shit that we didn't see coming, left field type stuff. So definitely want to see that. So it's about that time. Looks like we got a few minutes left in the show. Let's go ahead and start taking some questions. So everybody that's been rocking out with us.
I got a question.
Oh, you got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, what do y'all think about Gears of War, Battlefield 1, I'm sorry, and Titanfall releasing in the same month?
I think it's I don't know. It's gonna be a disaster for maybe one or two of those titles.
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna take the cake. Someone's gonna be. There's not enough room for those massive.
Well, Gears comes out first.
Yeah.
It comes out first. I think Gears is gonna do what Gears does.
Yeah. Exactly.
I really think Battlefield is in prime position due to the fact that Call of Duty just kind of dropped the ball. People are so pissed off at Activision at this point that they're just itching. I mean, you've seen how much love the trailer and the reveal got. Like, people are really chomping at the bit. As long as they don't come out and pull a Battlefield 4 where the game doesn't work right away, if the game works coming out and it looks decent, people are going to be all over there. I think they're going to have like a leg up, I guess, so to speak, due to the fact that their main competition kind of dropped the ball this time around.
Yeah.
As long as they take advantage of it, I think they'll have a leg up even over Titanfall. Because we had Titanfall, we played Titanfall. Sony guys, and they're getting Titanfall 2 now, so it's going to be big. But I think Battlefield 1 is kind of in prime position due to the fact that that's more so due to Call of Duty and where Call of Duty kind of sits now.
Yeah, I can see that, but I kind of go back and forth because I was thinking about this too. And it's kind of a unique situation where Gears and Battlefield 1 have a very specific player base. Like, not everybody likes the way, the third-person Gears and play like that. And the same with Battlefield, whereas Titanfall is more of the COD shooters and stuff like that.
COD shooter,
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very unique. I'm excited to see what happens, though.
Yeah,
I think the funny thing about that, you just mentioned those 3 games, and we did not mention Call of Duty at all. So usually, what I'm saying? Usually that's the elephant in the room. COD is always firmly planted there, but we are not even talking about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you how different this time around is for these multiplayer games. Like,
let's be honest. The only reason why people are talking about Call of Duty is because of Modern Warfare.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because God knows if that wasn't in there, we wouldn't even mention that shit at all.
Yeah. So, Fred, you got any? What do you think about that question that he just said as far as the 3 coming out close to each other?
I think it was last year we had Call of Duty came out around the same time. We had like 3 shooters coming out around the same time frame last year, and they all did okay. I mean, I still think Call of Duty is going to be a little bit more.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Because all of them did good. Battlefront did well, COD did well, and Fallout.
Well, those games developed the culture over the years. They're still gonna sell 7 to 13 million copies. I don't know if it's too high, but they have a strong customer base. All those games, so you're gonna see still people come out and support those games. It's just a matter of who's you're gonna have people jump ship.
Yeah. I don't think anyone is gonna flop though. I think that coming out in October. You have October, November, December. That's the full holiday season. So maybe one of them or even 2 of them won't have an explosion as far as their launch week. But over that 3-month holiday spread, they're all going to do well.
Yeah, I think they'll all end up doing well in the long run. Like you said, somebody will pick up, Battlefield 1 first, and then a couple of weeks later they may go back and get, Call of Duty, or they may wait for Christmas or something like that. But I think they'll all sell well. It's just like who's going to get what in the beginning. I personally am gonna get Battlefield 1 first. This is my style of game, and if I decide to go and get Call of Duty, it won't be till later on in the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting Battlefield 1 because of the Harlem Hellfighters, baby.
All right, so I got a couple great questions here. I've just been looking at the chat. Shout out to everybody rocking with us in the chat too. I appreciate you guys keeping the chat live. She Wolf always in there. Taz in there. Crusader, he's always in there too. Appreciate you guys rocking out with us. So this is from a Miss Lady Foxfire. Shout out Foxfire. And it's a great question too. Since we are talking about these games, she said, "Do you think MS has marketing rights for both Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1? And if so, do you think they're both coming out in October along with Gears?" But I think both of those are coming in. Well, Battlefield is what? That's October also too, correct?
Yeah, it's the end of October.
Yeah, that's the end of October. And Titanfall, do we have a date for Titanfall?
No, we don't. We have speculation.
We have speculation. Okay, so what do you guys think about? Do you think they have marketing rights for both Titanfall and Battlefield?
Absolutely. I've said this multiple times on other podcasts. I think they have both. I think it's on lock already.
I don't know. What do you think, Jeremy?
As far as the marketing rights, that's a tough one, man. I don't think they're gonna pick up Titanfall 2 on this one. I think they're gonna go with the Battlefield. They're gonna support it along with their Gears. So there's not enough room for anybody else. You know what I mean? So they're gonna support Battlefield.
That's a bold statement. You know what? I was kind of, to be honest, I was, as a big Xbox fan, I was kind of leaning in that direction too. The only thing stopping me from saying that is due to the fact that Microsoft had a big hand in but the completion of Titanfall 1. They had a huge hand in that. I believe they put up a lot of money. They helped out with resources as far as Respawn create the game. So, I mean, you would figure, if you knew that the next one may be multi-plat, maybe you would get something out of the first deal. Like, hey, if the next one just happens to be multi-plat, let us at least get first dibs. But I can see what you're saying, Jeremy. That's a lot of money. It costs money, you know what I'm saying, to do these types of deals. So if you put a lot of money behind Battlefield 1, which is a great fucking idea, by the way, kudos to Microsoft for doing that. But that and Gears around the same time, I don't know, man.
You're gonna see the same effect with the same thing with Halo that came. They're gonna fully support Gears coming out. You're gonna see a lot of marketing for this game. It's gonna be directed towards a new generation of gamer, and it's gonna be one of those things where if they fail with Gears, they're gonna fail these other games with Gears too. And so they're going to put all their horses forward. Everything's going to be, all this marketing is going to go towards Gears, and that's what you're going to see.
Yeah,
I think they're going to do all three, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to put most of their money behind Gears, but they don't have to put as much money behind Titanfall and Battlefront. And the difference is with Gears, they'll have probably more custom consoles with the Mini, versus with Titanfall and Battlefield, they'll probably do a few custom consoles and then they'll just have a shit ton of bundles. Because think about this: if they have all three, the three biggest shooters, but besides Call of Duty for the year, that in October, that fucking dominates that whole month.
Yeah, that's a win-win.
Dominate the whole rest of the year. Call of Duty is going to be able, think about it. The only way you could beat Call of Duty is by a trifecta.
Well, here's the other thing too we're kind of missing too is Respawn's made from the old Infinity Wards, and when they left, Activision and all that kind of stuff, there was a huge falling out, man. They do not like each other.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
And I really don't see Sony, trying to get the marketing rights with them when they already have Call of Duty. It's kind of a touchy situation, I think.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's something that we didn't talk about because Sony does have the marketing rights for Call of Duty now. So I don't know if there could be something there. But like I said before, for me, logically, in a business sense, if you knew that the next one could possibly go multi-plat, you would figure you'd get something out of the deal. Okay, if it goes multi-plat, let us at least have first dibs on the marketing.
Well, and we don't even know if Xbox or Microsoft had a multi-game deal with them. You never know. There's that possibility.
Yeah,
that's true. That's all.
I think it all depends on when
everything goes by a game basis. You don't want to spread yourself thin dollars wise. You know what I mean? So everything's by game, unit by unit. So I mean, we'll see. You guys could be right on this one.
Man,
Go
on
ahead,
the same
Fred.
token of that, you could be right too there, Jeremy. So
Yeah.
I think it may depend on exactly when Titanfall's releasing too, since we really don't have a hard date for that game. So that might kind of play in a little bit of a factor too. And I mean, who's to say Titanfall is gonna go after exclusivity for either company?
that's a good point too. They could not.
That's true. That's a very, very good point. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab another question out of here. This is a great question also from my man Chicken Spaghetti, always coming in showing love. All right, so he said
Oh yeah.
he has a few questions in here that are very good.
See it.
Yeah, he has a bunch. Okay, so okay, let me grab this question. Let me see, because he has like 3 or 4 questions in here. Okay, so this is just a straightforward question. He said, which game would you like to have as a console exclusive? Now he didn't give like a list or or say out of these 3 games, but if there was a game that's currently multi-plat, which game would you guys like to have as a console exclusive? Let's go ahead and start with you, Jeremy.
Just based off the shooters or any game?
Any game, period.
Oh my goodness! You want to see the heavy hitters, meaning you want to see Mass Effect or you want to see Skyrim. I'm sorry, Elder Scrolls 6. If Xbox gets one of those games, it is a game changer. It could stand the tide of all these marketing deals that are coming out. They need another third-party exclusive like that, like a Mass Effect and like a Elder Scrolls 6. So.
All right. What about you, GKB?
Yeah, mine. Right when you asked that question, mine was going to be Mass Effect. I mean, that's just huge, man. Like, that's a game changer.
Yeah. And I'm still mad at you, motherfucking. What's his name? He turned down that deal for BioWare. Don Matrick. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna bring that up. But Predator, what you think?
You just brought it up, PT.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. We're not gonna keep going. Is what I'm saying. God damn it, it's a sore spot for me. Anyway, but anyway, Fred, what you think, man? Console, multi-plat?
I'm gonna go with GKB's game, Splinter Cell.
Okay.
I think that would be a good game to come because we haven't seen it in a long time. And if they can drop that, right around E3, at the end of the year or something like that, just saying, hey, we got this as exclusive coming in 2017. That'd be a good fit. I mean, I don't think like the games you guys are saying. I don't think there's any possible way. I mean, it's a wish list, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, I would love to see those games you guys mentioned as well. But I mean, I think realistically, they could probably pull a Splinter Cells or something like that.
All right. What about you, Live?
I would go with Mass Effect, and you know what? And to even make it even a softer blow, maybe it won't be Mass Effect, the official Mass Effect Andromeda. Maybe it's like Mass Effect Online, and it'll be like full cloud compute, and they could do all that cool shit that I was talking about earlier. Whereas it'll just be like, all right, we unlocked it. This is what it is. Now y'all go have at it.
And here's another thought too. Maybe they can pull what they did with Tomb Raider and do a whole year with something.
That's true. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily have to have it full exclusive. It could just be like you said, like a Tomb Raider deal where they get the year.
Well, they're paying big money for these timed exclusives too. I mean, anywhere from $500 to $1 billion.
Yeah,
I don't know all the numbers, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah, shit adds up, man.
Definitely is a budget. Has to be taken into account. Society just ain't opening up the bank like that. So, but yeah. So let's go ahead and take one more question before we go ahead and end it. Just need one more question in the chat. Any of you guys see anything down in the chat? Any good questions down in there that I may have missed?
I don't have access to that right now.
What'd you say? Okay, let's see.
Microsoft should do a Marvel deal. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. They shouldn't have let Netflix do that shit. They should have did that shit. Do all the fucking Marvel movies early and shit. Make a Marvel custom console. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
Like I said, Disney owns Netflix, so I mean they really can't, unless they throw some money at it. So
Yeah, they have to back that Brinks truck up to Disney. You know, they ain't letting
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's Netflix is all software, you know, and they could definitely do a hardware deal. Like, all right, let's do our custom shit. That shit would be all that.
Okay. All right. So, Chicken Spaghetti has another question. This was earlier.
Oh,
So this is gonna be
Crackdown.
our last question. Yeah. He said, "Do you think the people would have supported DRM always online and cloud if Xbox would have showed off Crackdown 3 at launch?" I think the technology was just it wouldn't have been like what they showed now. I think it was a little bit premature. I don't think the game would have even been like ready, honestly. Like unless it was been working on like years and years before that. But I don't know if honestly that would have helped all that much. It wasn't the
really
fact that there wasn't a game or that utilized DRM or something. It was the fact that people were worried about the policies and the DRM policies. It wasn't really a game issue.
Well,
but
everything we've seen, Microsoft has done as of yet is, their messaging just hasn't been correct. They just didn't explain it right. To be honest with you, there's no game or anything that was going to show it off.
I disagree.
Go ahead.
I think it's more they really didn't have anything to show for it. Because guess what? If I'm like, say you're not married, right? And I'm like, yo, I got this girl for you. You want to marry her? You're like, well, who the fuck is it? It's a girl, man. She's nice. She's cute. You want to marry her? You'd be like, well, I don't know what the fuck she looks like. I don't know what her personality is like. Nah, man, I don't want. You just telling me a whole bunch. Nah, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. You turn around and be like, guess what? You want to marry some bad? I don't know who the fuck is the baddest chick on the planet right now. Who's that?
I don't know.
I don't really keep up with the trends. Is it still Beyonce or is it like Scarlett Johansson? Who the fuck is it? Well, one of those bitches, right? So you pick one of those and be like, yo, that's what you get.
I'm always partial to Kate Upton. I don't know about you guys, but
I mean,
there you go, Kate Upton. All right, so
Did you say Caitlyn Jenner?
No, what? Oh, hell no! Fuck that.
Oh, my bad. I thought I heard something.
Mute Predator. Fuck that.
I mean, I agree with you, Live, but I think in that scenario that works for like the cloud, but like DRM and all that stuff, I don't see that working in that scenario.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, but what I'm saying is that people worry about shit that they don't know what it's gonna affect. But think about it. If you knew you were gonna, if somebody told you, guess what, you get the girl of your dreams, but she don't cook, would you really give a fuck? No.
I guess at that point you guys order out.
I guess we ordering out.
Listen,
learn to cook.
Live, if you see the waistline, then you'd care, buddy.
Waistline.
Yeah. No, but I mean, honestly,
I don't know. Maybe after a couple of kids, it'd be different. Be like, damn, bitch, you gotta hit that cycle. What the fuck?
No, but I think the whole the biggest problem with the DRM thing, which most of us that like understood DRM, which is not the casual gamers, most of us knew what it was and how it works, was that they didn't really do a great job at saying, hey, this is how, or providing the benefits to people.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, this is what. If you do this, this is what you're gonna get. This is how it's gonna benefit you. They just kind of said we're doing it, and everybody was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" The people that don't know were like, "What is that?" Like, and then everybody that then the horror stories came around. The media took it and ran with it. Like, oh, you can't trade in games. You 24-hour check-ins and all this crazy stuff that people already experience every day in their life. If they have a cell phone or a TV or a computer, you experience some form of DRM.
But it's similar to having a gun in the house, like. If somebody has a gun in the house, it depends on who's in the house and what their ideas of what a gun means. Some people automatically think, oh, a gun in the house, that means what happens if a kid gets a gun? What happens if we accidentally shoot somebody or whatever the fuck, some crazy shit happens, versus what happens if somebody comes in the house to try to attack us and we have this gun to protect ourselves. It depends on your perspective of what that is.
And that's what I'm making a comparison between a casual gamer and us, because we don't qualify as casual gamers. We're not people that just come home and okay, here's Minecraft and Call of Duty, and then we just go about it. We really, we're more informed, is what I'm saying. So we know how that works. People that watch E3, we forget sometimes because we're in our own little Twitter bubble, in our own little world, that there's a bigger world out there, and we forget as gamers sometimes that it's a majority of people that don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what we know.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest issue with the DRM. It was the fact that they didn't explain or give the benefits as to why this is going to be beneficial to you in the long run.
Yeah,
so
but motherfuckers was yelling about DRM, didn't even know what the fuck it was.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't want no goddamn DRM. Fuck DRM. You want DRM? Nah, fuck you. Fuck DRM. What's DRM? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck DRM is. Yeah, that's saying. Everybody else say fuck DRM, so what can I say?
Yeah, so go ahead. I know, Fred, you ain't really said anything. So what do you think about if maybe that would have helped with the DRM issue, you think, or no?
I don't think so. I mean, we're in year 3 of this generation. We still haven't seen any cloud stuff. We haven't seen any DX12 stuff that was gonna make anything relevant at this point. So I don't think it would have made any difference anyway. Like you said, they didn't have anything ready. Had they come out and just blown the doors off or some shit, that'd be a totally different story. But like we're supposed to get Fable with DX12, that didn't happen. I think the only game that we really had with cloud was Forza and Titanfall.
Forza and Titanfall, and that was
it was a while back, yeah. So I mean, we didn't get what I think they wanted to show us in the beginning, so I don't think it would have made a big difference anyway. I've been saying this about Microsoft for a long time. If they're gonna keep talking about this shit, they need to show it. It's put up or shut up time. It's been 3 years. We still haven't seen that fucking amazing video or game that takes full use of whatever the hell they're trying to do with.
That's a Meriden demo.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
No. I have no idea what you're talking about. But,
I think you're talking about the cloud stuff.
No. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I mean, they haven't really I'm talking about in a game. Where's the game that's supposed to just wow us all the time? And every time we think we have it, it ends up not doing it. So there's always something wrong with it. Like Quantum Break, it looked good, but it wasn't.
I think the thing behind that is you almost have to hire another dev who can work on the cloud. And when you're looking at the PS4 version and you're looking at the Xbox One version, to implement some of those cloud features takes more effort and more time and money. So
I read that shit. You saw that?
I think that's why it's not utilized the way maybe it should be utilized. And you're not going to see an abundance of games utilize the cloud. You're just not. Maybe definitely the first party Xbox One titles, and maybe the future ones, but no third party outside of maybe EA is gonna take care of is gonna work on the cloud.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Because like you said, it's a lot of resources. We got to think about the developers here too. So that's a whole nother realm. And from what I know, and speaking with developers, the ones I have spoken with, they don't like extra work. Anything that makes it more difficult, I'm not fucking with it. So
it's like
that's
what
just
I heard.
How it is. A lot of
what I heard.
It's not easy. I'm sorry about that, Lives, but it's not easy to develop for a cloud-based system. You can't just throw it in there because there's so much unknown to it. Like take Crackdown for instance. Look how long it's been in development. Because of the physics, because of the destruction, the environmental destruction.
They bought another company to help with Crackdown.
Exactly.
To help with the cloud stuff on Crackdown.
Yep. So you're not going to see a lot of it.
Yeah. So okay, good points, fellas. So looks like we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. We don't want to run too long. Everybody got shit to do, families to take care of. So once again, I want to appreciate everybody that came out and rocked with me. Everybody in the chat. We got. Like Chicken Spaghetti, She-Wolf, we got Crap Gamer here. Shout out Crap. I gotta talk to you too, Crap. So hit me up, man, sometime soon. We gotta have a conversation, brother. Who else is in here? Lady Firefox. Everybody just rocking out with us in the chat. I appreciate you, Jeremy, for taking your time out this evening to come on my podcast and rock out with us, talk games, brother. It means a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
Slap Happy Gamer up in there.
Slap Happy Gamer, everybody. My wife is actually
PTK is up in there. Oh shit.
Hey, shut up, man. My wife is actually in the chat too, so wifey's down in there repping. I appreciate that love. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go around the panel. Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find your content. They can follow you at. We're gonna start with Jeremy. Go ahead, brother. Shout out yourself.
I don't know about you guys. I don't have any content at all.
Oh, cut it out. TXR, look it up. TXR podcast.
Go to txrpodcast.com. We have a nice website set up for you guys. The show's doing really well, we're definitely holding our own in the podcast world. I encourage everybody to check it out. But you guys got a good show yourself here. I appreciate you guys letting me on the show. And I look forward to joining a few others in the future. I appreciate it.
Sure. No problem. Appreciate you, brother. All right, GKB. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Alright, what's up, guys? It's GKB. You can find me at Gamers Knows Best on Twitter, Gamers Knows Best on YouTube. Let's see what we got going on. We got the Console Corner on Tuesday. Wednesday will be on Xbox Nation. We'll be back on the Shop Podcast on Saturdays. Love you all, you guys in the community. We have a fantastic community. We love rocking out with you. We got a Titanfall game night coming on here in a little bit, so come hang out with us. We're going to have a good time.
I fuck with some Titanfall. We could jump in that for sure.
Let's do it.
Fred, let everybody know where they can find you, Fred.
My podcast is called the Xbox After Party Podcast. I just do random videos whenever I feel like it. You can find me on Twitter at Predator_H2OS. You can find me in everybody else's chat that has a podcast. And also, I do want to send a shout out to everybody in the Xbox community, man. It's been a very good week for a lot of positive news.
Super positive, yeah, man.
I haven't really seen a lot of trolls in there, just bashing us like they usually are. And, we've been keeping it positive. So shout out to all you guys out there just keeping it going.
For sure. Last but not motherfucking least, Livewire. Go ahead, brother.
I'm just mellow right now. I'm just chilling. It was a good podcast, man. I haven't done this in a little bit since, I was on, when the fuck was I on? I was on Crossfire with, was it last week? God damn it, I don't know. I've been drinking. Listen, so, it's Saturday. I can do that now, okay? God damn it. But, so check me out on my channel. I put some stuff up. I've been on my driving shit. It's hard, man. It's hard to make fucking videos. I got to do them while I'm driving now. And I upload them at work. I know, my boss be getting on me. He'd be like, yo, what the fuck is going on with the motherfucking streaming and shit? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to check over there. The girls over there, they looking at fucking Days of Our Lives and shit. I don't know. But yeah, man. It's a great podcast. Oh, man. I love y'all. Xbox community, Xbox Nation, fucking BGST. Fuck that, we coming back, bitches.
It's always an anime. It's always hard to follow his ass up, man. But yeah, I'm PTK BLAM. Like I said before, guys, follow me here on follow me on Twitter at PTK BLAM. Also, subscribe to my channel. I got content coming out every week. Shop podcast I do every Saturday at the same time. Appreciate you guys showing support, love, rocking out with us, man. We out of here for the evening. I know I'm finna go jump in this game with this Titanfall. You got the Titanfall night tonight, right?
Absolutely.
GKB.
We are going.
Okay, for sure. So hey, look, add us all on Xbox. Most of our gamer tags are the same as what they are on Twitter. So just add us on Xbox, man. We up gaming tonight. So you guys take care of your fellow gamers, GKB would say. And you guys have a good one. Thank you guys for rocking out on this Saturday. Have a good one, everybody.
See you.
I'll take it easy.
And I'm out this motherfucker, baby.